Hi students, in the previous video we are discussing about the surface tension and about the surface energy. Today we are discussing about the excess pressure in a liquid drop. Excess pressure in a liquid drop. Okay, we know in a liquid drop, this is the liquid drop now. Okay, due to surface tension, the pressure inside the liquid drop is always more than the pressure outside the liquid drop. Outside means this is equal to the atmospheric pressure. The value of atmospheric pressure we know 1.01 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square or Pascal. Otherwise, you are saying as 1 atm. Okay, so this is outside pressure. Now, within the liquid drop, due to surface tension, its pressure is always more than the outside pressure. How much? How much is indicated by the excess pressure. So, excess pressure is nothing but P inside minus P outside, that is equal to 2T by R or 2S by R. Yesterday we said T is called as surface tension or S is also called as the surface tension. Here R is the radius of the liquid drop. Okay. Now let us see here. In this case, at this portion, inside shape was concave and outside shape was convex. Outside shape convex and inside shape was concave. Hence, sometimes we are using P concave minus P convex is equal to 2T by R. Okay. So, pressure inside minus pressure outside is 2T by R, or pressure concave minus pressure convex is equal to 2T by R. Okay. Now, we would like to write this formula. P inside minus P outside is equal to 2T by R in a liquid drop. Okay. Now my question was, what is the pressure inside the liquid drop? I want only inside the liquid drop means this pressure will be taken that outside, then P naught plus 2T by R. Understand? Due to this excess pressure, the tiny droplets at the early morning, we saw the fog now, and that fog, due to this excess pressure, they forms a tiny droplets. Those are behaves like a solid. Those are behaves like a solid. And when ice scatters, slide over the surface of ice skates, slide over the surface of ice, ice melts slightly, ice melts slightly due to excess pressure. These water droplets are behaves like a ball bearings. We know ball bearings are nothing but the method used to reduce the friction. So here the entire water is becomes into the droplets. Whenever they are become into the droplet, it is easy to slide over the surface of the ice. Okay, so these are the some important applications related to the excess pressure. So this is about excess pressure in a liquid drop. Now let us see excess pressure in air bubble in a liquid. Okay, air bubble is not available in the air, it is present inside the liquid. So what is the formula for the excess pressure in air bubble? In air bubble also, the formula for the excess pressure is P inside minus P outside is equal to 2T by R only. No variation between the liquid drop and air bubble. Okay, if you consider the excess pressure in soap bubble, yesterday we discussed na, for soap bubble it has two thin surfaces na, so that pressure inside minus pressure outside is nothing but excess pressure is equal to, it has two surfaces, hence the formula for the excess pressure becomes 4T by R. So in a liquid drop these formulas are correct. In air bubble, again excess pressure formula 2T by R, and for soap bubble excess pressure formula 4T by R, because of it has two thin surfaces, that's why it has 4T by R. Okay, now let us see about some applications related to the excess pressure. I am considering certain liquid. Okay, here I am assuming one air bubble whose radius is smaller. Now, which is at a depth of h. Now, what is the total pressure inside the air bubble? What is the question asking? Total pressure inside the air bubble. Okay. Now, on the surface we know there is always atmospheric pressure will be acting. So, P naught plus the air bubble is at a depth h now. That's why pressure formula h rho g. Here h is the depth, rho is the density of the liquid. So here if you take this is as water, then instead of rho we may write it as rho water. G acceleration due to gravity, we know that, and within the air bubble we have a pressure called 2T by R. Okay, so what is the total pressure inside the air bubble? Total pressure is P naught plus H rho g plus 2T by R. Now, if suppose this air bubble reaches the surface, means this H value becomes 0. Whenever the H value becomes 0, the total pressure inside the air bubble is P naught plus 2T by R now. So inside the air bubble, P naught will be taken outside. So P in is equal to P out plus 2T by R naught. Understand now? So in this way, the questions asked from the excess pressure. Now let us see about another word. Sometimes the excess pressure asking in terms of the surface area. Then excess pressure, change in pressure I wrote, it is always inversely proportional to the radius. See, this is excess pressure, inversely proportional radius, radius, everywhere, whatever may be, it is a soap bubble or liquid drop or air bubble, the excess pressure is always inversely proportional to the radius. Now the question asking excess pressure in terms of the surface area. So what is the shape of the soap bubble or air bubble or liquid drop? It is in the form of sphere. For sphere, the area of the surface area of sphere is, we know, A is equal to 4 pi r square. That indicates r square proportional to A na, r proportional to root A. So instead of r, you should write the root A. So if they ask the ratios of excess pressure and they given the surface area, then utilize this equation. Okay, if suppose they are asking excess area in terms of the volume of the liquid drop, it is also in the form of sphere only. That's why the volume formula is 4/3 pi r cube now. So V proportional to r cube, then r proportional to V power divided with the 3, then 1 by 3. So excess pressure is inversely proportional to the V power 1 by 3. This relation also very useful for doing numericals. Understand now? This is about excess pressure. In a liquid drop, excess pressure is 2T by R. Inside the liquid drop pressure is P naught plus 2T by R. Air bubble, excess pressure is 2T by R. So bubble, 4T by R. Okay. Next, excess pressure related with the radius or surface area or volume is like this. Now, let us see some applications related to the excess pressure. Let us see the first application related to the excess pressure. Here, he considered two soap bubbles of radii R1 and R2 are placed in a chamber at constant temperature. Okay, what he took? He considered in a chamber there is two soap bubbles. One is having the radius R1, another one is having the radius R2. Okay, find the ratio of number of moles in each soap bubble. Find the ratio of the number of moles. Number of moles. It is a chamber consisting of some gas. Okay, number of moles means, yes, we may go through the ideal gas equation. Okay, always number of moles asking means ideal gas equation may go. What is the formula for ideal gas equation? PV is equal to nRT na? Huh? Now asking about ratio of number of moles means at constant temperature T remains constant, R is always remains constant. So we have a general formula N directly proportional to the PV na. Now N1 by N2 is equal to P1 V1 by P2 V2 na. Okay. Now what is the pressure of this soap bubble? The formula is pressure of the soap bubble is 4T by R. 40 by R. 4T by R is the formula for the excess pressure, not the pressure inside the soap bubble. Pressure inside the soap bubble is this P naught will be taken that side. Then it will become correctly. So P naught plus 4T by R1 because first soap bubble has a radius of R1 because here atmospheric pressure is there always. Okay, by P naught plus 4T by R2. Next, what is the volume of the sphere? Volume of soap bubble, volume of the sphere only na. Formula 4/3 pi R1 cube by 4/3 pi R2 cube. So 4/3 pi cancel. So what is the ratio of the number of moles? N1 by N2 is equal to P naught plus 4T by R1 by P naught plus 4T by R2 into R1 by R2 whole cube. This is asked previously in the competitive examinations. This concept was very important. If they ask about the ratio of masses, then instead of n, we have another formula. Small m by capital M into RT. If they ask ratios of the mass of the gases, then m is also directly proportional to P. So m is also directly proportional to PV means the formula is the same, but here instead of number of moles, we have the m1 and m2. So m1 by m2 is equal to, this is the formula. Understand? Clear? Copy this one. Let us see the next application. Two soap bubbles of radii R1 and R2 are in contact. What is the radius of the interface or radius of the curvature? Radius of interface or radius of curvature. So what he said, we are considering the two soap bubbles. One is radius is R1, another one is radius is R2. Okay, lesser radius, more excess pressure. Lesser radius, more excess pressure. So in these two, this one has more excess pressure. Now what he was doing, those two bubbles are in contact. Whenever they are in contact, we know the number of moles or gas will be always transferred from the higher pressure region to the lower pressure region. Due to this, the combination of these two will be becomes like this. So this is called radius of curvature or radius of interface. So when two soap bubbles are in contact, the diagram will be becomes like this. Okay, if you take two soap bubbles, okay, wash your hands with that liquid now, soap liquid, and you got the two soap bubbles. If your two soap bubbles are interact with each other, then no doubt at all, the smaller bubble will be goes inside the bigger bubble because due to his excess pressure. Understand? So what is the radius of interface asked? So here what is the excess pressure formula? P1 minus P2. Why P1? Because we said this has lesser radius has more excess pressure now. So what is the formula for excess pressure? Excess pressure is nothing but for soap bubble. For soap bubble 40 by R1 now. So here 40 by R1 minus 40 by R2. Here 40 by R. Now 40 40 40 cancel. 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2 implies 1 by R is equal to what is LCM? R1 R2 and numerator is R2 minus R1. Therefore, what is the formula for the radius of interface? R is equal to reciprocal of this one R1 R2 by R2 minus R1. Okay, when two soap bubbles are in contact, the radius of interface has the value of R1 R2 by R2 minus R1. Okay, clear? This is also a very important case for examination purpose. Our next application was two soap bubbles of radii R1 and R2 are kept in vacuum, are combined isothermally to form a big bubble of radius capital R. Okay, now those two soap bubbles are not present in the atmosphere, they are in the vacuum. In vacuum there is no atmosphere, means there is no atmospheric pressure P naught. Okay, generally the formula is becomes as a 40 by R. Now what he was doing, they combine isothermally. Isothermal means here temperature remains constant and they combine to form a big bubble. Previously they are just in contact, but now they are form a bigger bubble. Whenever they try to form a bigger bubble, then number of moles capital small n is equal to n1 plus n2. Again, from ideal gas equation PV is equal to nRT na. Isothermal means temperature constant, R also constant. So number of moles is directly proportional to the pressure into volume. So here you can write P1 V1 plus P2 V2. Here PV. PV is related to the bigger drop. P1 V1 and P2 V2 are related to the smaller drops. Okay, smaller soap bubbles. Now let us see. The formula for the pressure is now only 4T by R1. Why? Because it is doing in vacuum. If it is placed inside the atmosphere, no doubt the value of the P1 becomes P0 plus 40 by R1. But they are done in vacuum, that's why 40 by R1. Volume of the soap bubble 4/3 pi R cube plus 40 by R2, and volume of the soap bubble 4/3 pi R2 cube is equal to, here for the bigger drop 40 by capital R into 4/3 pi capital R cube. Now from this 40 and 4/3 pi common, one R1 cancel na, so here R1 square. 40 4/3 pi common na, that's why here R2 square is balanced. Here 40 and 4/3 pi common, 1R cancel, we have R square, right? So 40 4/3 pi cancel, then R square is equal to R1 square plus R2 square, implies the value of the R becomes R1 square plus R2 square. So in all the three applications, we are considering the two soap bubbles having R1 and R2, but they are in different cases we are discussing. In the first case, we are taken in a chamber and founding the ratio of the number of moles. In the second case, those two are in contact. In the third case, they are taken in vacuum and to form a bigger bubble, then the formula becomes R square is equal to root over R1 square plus R2 square. Okay, if you want R, just make root over R1 square plus R2 square. Understand? This is about the excess pressure.